Hey guys, this is Nikhita Gandhi and you're watching me on the Indie N for Nikhita Folk Project. Spent so much time with Rahman, so I've watched him make music and I think, so he was the one who actually told me that, hey, you're a singer. So I think Raabta was, when that song released, I was like, I guess I should be living in Bombay now. It was like chapter 2. It's one of those things like, you know, when it's like, hey, I want to not wear makeup and I don't want to wear like a bra if I could. But like, it's like when people, you know, it's like when one person does it, then you kind of look like a homeless person. So you have to sort of...
Clearly.
I mean, I do. Raabta is validation and a song, like 2 in 1. Award is just validation.
Wow.
Like, I think songs like that are milestones, so they validate your journey, but they also are part of your discography. And मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. There's another song called Ghar from my discography, which is my personal favorite. And I think जिन्होंने मुझे consume किया as an artist, it's usually their favorite song also.
All right, are we rolling? देखो कॉपीराइट हो चुका है, इसलिए आई विल से मेरा बच्चा साड़ी आप में बिक्री नहीं कर सकते, बट वी हैव मेड श्योर दैट क्रेक क्राफ्ट has taken good care of yourself of us, and we'll take good care of them because Craig Craft, where we are shooting right now today, is in Bombay. Thank you so much for providing us this space. मेरा नाम पीयूष है. इससे ज़्यादा अंग्रेजी स्टेट बोर्ड में पढ़ाई नहीं गई थी. And this is the Indian Folk Project. I have with me the first question. Before I have with me, एक गांधी एक्टिंग कर रहा है, एक गांधी नोट पे, एक गांधी ऑपोजिशन में.
एक गांधी एक्टिंग कर रहा है? Wait, what?
Wait, प्रतीक.
Oh.
जोक के पेट में चाकू मार के तुमने आर्ट बना दिया. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't keep track of all these Gandhis, man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, man, like.
Are you really not keeping track of the note wala Gandhi also?
That keeps track of us, I feel. And, but yeah, I feel like, you know, every Gandhi to themselves.
Viral मिल गया, बस यहीं पर हम इंटरव्यू खत्म करते हैं. So this is the Indian Folk Project. Once again, we have with us Nikhita Gandhi.
Thank you.
H,
that felt so good.
Is it?
It's not
is a South Indian thing?
It's not South Indian.
हाँ, फिर क्या है?
It is my parents, I think, just like having some fun and making sure that my name is also misspelled.
Were they doing एक उंगली पकड़ो? H रखना नहीं रखना.
I mean,
did you ask them?
I asked them. I was like, why did you name me Nikhita? Like, was there a specific meaning that connected with you? This, that? Because my parents are not they're not into numerology or anything of that sort. So my parents gave me the most odd answer ever. उन्होंने बोला कि my mom's name is Nipa, Nipa, and my dad's name is Uday, Udey.
Do you know Nipa is also a virus?
I believe so. She's born to be viral. I can't help it. So, but yeah, but then they both have very odd names. और उन्होंने मुझे बोला कि we did not want you to go through this. I was like, it sounds like you wanted me to go through this. It's like the tradition of misspelled names must continue. So.
Actually, so how many times in your life have you explained to people कि ये numerology नहीं है?
I spend most of my time explaining to people that I'm not related to the Gandhi family and I'm not Mahatma Gandhi's grandchild. Yes, there are very ignorant people.
There are very go on. Digital show बोल सकते हैं.
मतलब है ऐसे लोग जो पूछते हैं कि क्या आप महात्मा गांधी की ग्रैंडडॉटर हो? मतलब इससे ज़्यादा एक्साइटिंग क्वेश्चन तो हो ही नहीं सकता है ना दुनिया में.
तो तुम्हारा नॉन एक्साइटिंग जवाब क्या होता है? No.
नहीं, यूजुअली होता है कि आर यू रिलेटेड बिकॉज आपका बर्थडे भी फर्स्ट, मतलब ये भी कोई लॉजिकल सवाल है अपेरेंटली कि आपका बर्थडे 1 अक्टूबर है, उनका 2 अक्टूबर, कुछ तो होगा. मैंने कहा गाइज इट्स कॉल्ड लेडीज फर्स्ट, यू नो, दैट्स द ओनली आंसर.
अच्छा पंच है और ड्राई डे भी नहीं है.
आई थिंक मेरी मम्मी ने इसलिए, बिकॉज मैं रात में बॉर्न हुई थी, नहीं ड्राई डे नहीं होता.
वंडरफुल. सो सबसे ज्यादा कमाई किस में है, दांतों में या गानों में?
Depends on your success in each individual profession, I feel. अगर मैं US में होती तो शायद मेरे दांतों में ज्यादा कमाई होती, क्योंकि वहाँ पे dentists and cardiologists are the richest.
Dentists, cardiologists and divorce lawyers.
Probably. That's probably the case here now also, maybe. But I think, I mean, I definitely love what I'm doing more. It's not like I didn't love dentistry, but वैसे cool नहीं लगता है ना कि I love dentistry, कौन बोलता है?
हाँ, दिखाओ जरा.
तो उससे ज़्यादा अच्छा बोलना है कि I love music, because that's believable.
And that's cool as well.
It's cool as well. Yeah.
अच्छा, शो का ये ऐसा है फॉर्मेट कि अगर आपको पहले तो ये बातचीत फॉर्मेट है, इट्स नॉट इंटरव्यू.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Awesome.
और the moment you find some question that you don't want to answer, you can simply look at the camera and say subscribe.
Oh, nice. Fair.
तो
मतलब
सांप भी मर जाता है और the bamboo stick.
आपका फोन ही म्यूट नहीं है.
हाँ, मेरा ही फोन
साइलेंट में नहीं है.
ओहो हो.
इतना आप भाषण दे रहे थे सबको कि सब अपना फोन साइलेंट में करो.
देखो यार, ये
पकड़े गए.
13 Pro Max का ये प्रॉब्लम है, ये होता नहीं है.
Guys, yeah, I got it. I got the reason why आपने नंबर बताया. समझ गए.
So tell me this story कि मतलब देखो यार, हमारे देश में बोलते हैं कि पढ़ोगे लिखोगे तो होगे नवाब और खेलोगे कूदोगे and the other things that are not related to studies तो होगे खराब. ऐसा बोला जाता था. मिल जाएगा तो आपने बाद में दिया जवाब. But growing up, when you wanted to be, did you want to be a dentist? A, B, फिर डेंटिस्ट्री से ये स्विच, ये मतलब फट से बोल करके सारे इंटरव्यूज में निकल गए. ये क्या है, स्टोरी क्या है?
मतलब you want the long version or the short version?
अरे हमारे पास बहुत टाइम है और बैटरी भी.
So it all started when I was 5.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted to be a rickshaw wali. Then I wanted to be a काम wali. Then I wanted to. Then suddenly the genre changed a little bit, and I wanted to be a scientist.
Oh.
Then as I
That
grew
was
older,
quite a jump from
quite the jump,
काम
yeah.
वाली.
But I was an inventor. But like, even when I was a rickshaw wali, like I was an aspiring rickshaw wali, I was still being innovative because I designed my own rickshaw.
Oh, is it?
With like Coke bottle stand and pani ka stand. It was like a very fancy rickshaw. So I was still being an
Bar
inventor.
on wheels.
I didn't specify the kind of liquids in the car, but in the rickshaw, but yeah. But anyway, so I had that inventor wala streak. Then suddenly, I think my grandparents gifted me a microscope. And मेरे family में सारे पढ़ाकू लोग ही हैं.
माइक्रोस्कोप कौन गिफ्ट देता? बर्थडे पे मिला था?
मेरे family में ऐसे अजीब चीजें
माइक्रोस्कोप, टेलीस्कोप.
क्योंकि मुझे inclination था, and I think I was like the smart grandchild, so they were hoping I would be the IIT.
You meant the other ones weren't.
No, I meant that they thought I was the smart one. That's why I said smart in air
Smart
quotes.
खेल रही हो. हाँ.
ऐसा थोड़ी ना smart one बनी मैं.
फोन ही नहीं है. निकिता गांधी भी स्मार्ट है. Okay, yeah.
But so they gifted me a microscope. Then I wanted to be a scientist. और मेरे great grandfather एक scientist थे. तो both sides, मतलब both my grandmoms and granddad's parents. तो ऐसे like होने like what? But I always had music and dance बचपन से.
You आधा बंगाली तो.
It's like part of the syllabus to be to grow up in dance and music. It's like you have to. And there are a lot of artists also in my family. तो but तो वो तो ऐसे एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर एक्टिविटी चल रहा है एंड मेरे इस्ट्स बढ़ते जा रहे हैं साइंटिस्ट से ये इस्ट एंड देन आई वांटेड टू बी अ डॉक्टर नो आई वांटेड टू बी अ वेट दिस इज व्हेन आई हैव रीच्ड दैट अडल्टिश एज व्हेन यू कैन मेक दिस यू नीड टू मेक दिस डिसीजंस लाइक हाई स्कूल तो माय पेरेंट्स लाइक देखो तुम इंडिया में रहती हो तुम प्लीज कुत्तों का डॉक्टर मत बनो तो फिर दे वर लाइक डॉक्टर बने तो and then they were like you like too many things like you love sports you love dance you love music so you won't get any time for anything and it's a big part of your life so don't do MBBS do BDS I was like ghoom fir ke I ended up in both my parents are dentists I joined Rahman sir school just because I wanted to do music
is it like when you're going to a medical college so after that the entire day is done after 4 तो फिर आप कर सकते हो ऐसा होता था
so I think it was my surroundings in KM that sort of made me feel at home in Chennai और वहीं पे रहमान सर के साथ मुलाकात हुई and I kind of accidentally became a singer.
So you never practiced dentistry?
I did for like a few months. So I finished my. There was a time when there was an overlap. मैंने तमिल में पहला गाना गाया बहुत बड़े फिल्म में. मैं तब 3rd year में थी कॉलेज में.
Which movie was this?
Vikram and yeah. So that was my first solo song for Rahman. So I mean, it was a huge film.
For Amy Jackson.
Amy Jackson, yeah. And it was like, I don't think, I mean, the first music launch that I was a part of was in a stadium where Arnold Schwarzenegger was the chief guest. So I was just like, what is happening?
अब मैंने काम वाली, रिक्शे वाली, साइंटिस्ट, डेंटिस्ट, सिंगर, अब मैं
सब
बॉडी बिल्डर.
बॉडी नहीं, मैं तो
नहीं, let's not talk about us.
Yeah,
you're wearing black and I can't hide it.
Oh my God, what? But yeah, I think music chose me is the summary of this very long, strange story.
So, was there any जो कि होता है, हिंदुस्तानी माँ बाप में होता है, आपको पहले यकीन दिलवाते हैं कि आप यही करना चाहते हैं, as you said, and then they come back to, oh, but तुमने तो इतना पढ़ाई किया है, this is a secure future. अब तुम ऐसी जगह जा रही है, ओके, रहमान एक ही है. तो इस तरीके की कॉन्वर्सेशन हुआ घर पे?
Weirdly, मैं हूँ वो गिल्टी वाली और मेरे मम्मी पापा बहुत सपोर्टिव है. तो आई थिंक दे हैव ट्रेन्ड मी टू आस्क दोस क्वेश्चंस खुद से ही. ये भी उनकी ट्रेनिंग है. तो मतलब तुम ही गिल्ट फील कर, मतलब आई एम जस्ट बीइंग फनी.
तुम अपना स्वॉट एनालिसिस खुद ही कर लो.
हाँ, करेक्ट, एग्जैक्टली. सिबिल स्कोर खुद ही ढूंढ लो. नहीं तो लिटरली, because I remember in first year I felt very alienated चेन्नई में, क्योंकि भाषा सब तमिल में बात कर रहे हैं. बहुत culturally even with the same country बहुत अलग है. From Calcutta जहाँ पे सब you know like अंग्रेज, हम लोग ब्रिटिश टाइम वाले you know habitual आदमी औरत है, and we're like so used to being so expressive. Women are so used to being dominating and expressive.
I didn't say that, she said.
That's because I'm a dominating Bengali woman.
Oh.
I'll say my own.
Wonderful. I didn't say that either.
But it was very different for me, and I remember feeling very lost there. And I remember applying for Berkeley also, क्योंकि मुझे लगा कि मुझे नहीं, क्या गलत कर रही हूँ, कुछ मजा नहीं आ रहा है, लोग बहुत अलग है यहाँ पे. And I called my mom and dad. I'm the only child, so it's not like I can hide behind another sibling and ask them to speak to my parents. So I was like, can I apply? Like, I'm not. So they were like, you know, you'll just lose a year. I mean, what does that matter in the longer run? So I was like, okay. So I felt confident, but मुझे ही बुरा लगा कि यार एक साल तो almost हो चुका है. Then it was actually Usha Uttap. Like, she is a friend.
Both the legends, both Rahman Saab and Usha ji have been a part of this podcast.
Have been a part of this podcast.
Yeah.
Awesome. So she's played a strangely very instrumental role in my life. One of my first studio recordings was in her studio in Vibrations. When I was just before my 10th boards. I just randomly went in, because I think I sang in one of her birthday parties, and then she was like, call her to my studio, she seems like she has a knack for this. And then it was just it was not like a work thing, essay, for fun. And then she, being a friend of my mom, she said that why doesn't she go to Rahman sir's school? He has set up a new institute there and stuff. So she's the one who told us about it. And when I went, I think I found something that...
What a free thinking artist she is.
Absolutely. Like, I think I really resonate with her in a lot of ways. Ek is that she's a disruptor.
She owns it. मैं तो भाई नाइट क्लब सिंगर हूँ.
मैं स्नीकर पहनूंगी, मैं साड़ी पहन के इंग्लिश गाने गाऊंगी. Like, she has her own rules. She breaks her own rules if she wants to, because they're her rules. And I love that. And मुझे भी, like, you know, when I entered the industry, so I never had a plan कि मैं playback singer बनूंगी. मैं तो सच बताऊं तो मैं हिंदी गाने सुनती ही नहीं थी. So that's why I relate so much with her. Like, I used to only listen to like international artists, and I used to listen to या तो classical stuff in Indian music, or like the band, you know, song, like the albums. Like, I had heard Kailash Kher, but I hadn't heard whatever film के गाने उस साल release हुए, because that's just who I am and was. So I think वो चीज़ कि, you know, you don't have to, there's no rule, especially in the art world. Like, there are no rules. And the earlier you understand that, I think, और खुद की दिल की सुन तो बोलना बहुत आसान है, but actually that is the true way of, you know, being an artist. Like, just तुमको क्या करना है, लाइक जो हो रहा है, जो चल रहा है, जो नहीं चल रहा है, लोगों को क्या पसंद है, दैट शुड बी लाइक सेकेंडरी टू योर जर्नी. एंड आई थिंक बोथ सर एंड Usha auntie have been like that. Like even AR sir, he's also been a disruptor. Like
Arey, yeah, that guy has changed the face of Indian film music.
yeah, absolutely. And I love that I know them. I love that उनके साथ मैंने काम किया है. I've spent time with them. I've spent so much time with Rahman. So I've watched him make music, and I think so. He was the one who actually told me that, hey, you're a singer. Because I remember after 3-4 songs with him, and I was sitting in his studio on some project, and he was like, so what's next? What's your plan now? And then I'm like, I don't do a good Rahman sir impersonation, but a lot of friends.
Right.
थोड़ा बहुत हुआ, थोड़ा. And then I was like, I mean,
impersonate and tell me.
No, I'm impersonating myself now. So I'm like, I don't know. So like, I have another year of college, and then maybe I'll apply for masters. And he's just looking at me like this. He's like, you know, you're a singer, right? I'm like, oh, like I was just giving him like a very honest answer कि ये तो मेरा plan है कि मैं अभी masters करूँगी, विदेश जाऊँगी या क्या करूँगी पता नहीं. He's just looking at me like, लड़की पागल है क्या? मेरे साथ बैठी हुई है, फिल्मों में गा रही है, उसको पता भी नहीं कि ये करना है उसे. So I think when he said that to me, that moment was very important because it was very defining for me because I felt like, oh, now that he said it,
No.
I must. Then if I fail, I'm like, रहमान सर ने बोला, मैंने थोड़ी ना चूज किया.
रियाज कितना जरूरी है? Did you, while you were doing this course in KM, regular रियाज कितना जरूरी बनाया गया था करिकुलम में?
So there was the part-time course and the full-time course. I obviously did the part-time क्योंकि मैं full-time college कर रही थी. I think that would be answered better by someone who did foundation. But in general, as an artist, I can say कि yes, Riyaz is very important, but being someone who is not very gharana specific, because I've learned Hindustani, but I've also had a lot of Western influences. So I don't know, I don't think I belong to any particular box. और KM में भी मैंने रहमान सर के लिए I was part of this vocal jazz group called Nafs, like an 8-part vocal harmony group जहाँ पे हम लोग Western warm-ups करते थे, like you know, Western classical related and jazz related warm-ups. So to me, Riyaz is very personal again. Like आप अगर हिंदुस्तानी ही सीखें वही कर रहे हैं तो of course उसका एक बहुत stipulated रियाज है. But if you're doing many things like me, and there's a lot of artists like that, I think there are a lot of people who have never learnt music and are excellent singers in the industry, and because it's very intuitive for them, music. So I think that it's about, I think for me it's the me time. It's that time you give yourself to explore your art, to warm up, to just freestyle around. Like sometimes I try to find, because we're busy, we have different schedules. एक दिन हम लोग एक gig कर रहे हैं, दूसरे दिन हम घर पे पड़े, अगले दिन हम लोग shoot कर रहे हैं और recordings भी कर रहे हैं, एक दिन हम 5 recording कर रहे हैं. So every day is different, and I just think it's your touch with your art and the honing of skills to me is Riyaz. Like if I don't get time, मैं डब पे जाते हुए गाड़ी में एक गाना लगा देती हूँ, या actually my most streamed song on Spotify is Tanpura. like अलग-अलग scales के Tanpura, because that's literally what I use like streaming apps for. Majorly is playing the Tanpura and just practicing scales on the go. For me, on a show day, Riyaz happens जब मैं तैयार हो रही हूँ. क्योंकि that's the time my voice is free. I'm just like getting ready, and then I just put the Tanpura and I'm warming up. Sometimes I don't feel like doing a classical warm up, तो मैं I play these Western sort of exercises, vocal warm up exercises, trills, बहुत कुछ है. And I think the more you explore your riyaz means a bigger thing for you. I think even working out is part of riyaz. Like, because you're using your entire body to sing. So
I haven't sung that.
I really have spoken for like I monologued there and didn't let you speak for like
No, but
10 minutes.
very interesting. I was just about to say, इस किस्म का रियाज किए हुए बड़ा टाइम हो गया. इसमें मेरा म्यूजिक ठीक नहीं चल रहा है.
क्या वर्कआउट में?
Anyone see with Rahman Saab, it's like everybody knows everything about him.
Right.
And
Really?
it's there out there in the world. That's what we would like to believe. But allegedly, is there any trivia about or anything about Rahman Saab that people don't know that you know and you've noticed? So I'll put it this way: you've noticed that's very unique. और रात में म्यूजिक बनाना इसमें नहीं आता, वो सबको पता है.
No, सबको पता है. He's actually quite funny.
Is it? He speaks, मतलब
He speaks very less.
Very less.
But I feel like when he opens up to people, he can be really funny. And he can be dad funny, which is like not really funny, but it's funny that he's being dad funny. So
I heard of dad bod. This is the first time I heard dad funny.
yeah, like dad jokes. Like,
Yeah.
He
नहीं
makes
मेरी
it
vocabulary ऐसे ही बढ़ती है ना. 60-70 podcasts, तो इस तरीके से मेरी vocabulary बहुत बड़ी है. When I did the podcast episode with him, and I was very surprised. अरे ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा बोल रहे हैं. इतना तो मेरे syllabus में भी नहीं था. And he was funny.
There you go.
Very
See, there
fun,
you
very
go.
funny. Yeah.
So I wasn't wrong.
How did Raabta change your life?
I am still discovering that, to be honest. Yeah, I mean,
It was
my debut in Bollywood.
Yeah. I mean, why I'm asking this is because देखो, हिंदुस्तान में जब पिक्चरें रिलीज होती हैं तो एक ज़माना था जब गानों पर पिक्चर चल जाती थी. पिक्चर का कंटेंट कैसा भी हो, फिर बॉक्स ऑफिस एक लेवल पे बॉक्स ऑफिस डिसाइड करता था कि हाँ पिक्चर चली नहीं चली. ये एक ऐसी मूवी थी विच इज़ वेरी गुड मूवी, हाईली अंडररेटेड, डिडंट डू वेल एट द बॉक्स ऑफिस, बट द सॉन्ग वाज अ चार्ट बस्टर. सो इन सारी चीज़ों के बीच में हाउ डिड इट चेंज योर लाइफ?
I don't think it changed me. But it obviously like opened so many doors. I think more than anything, it was the reason I moved to Bombay. It was the song that told me. I think there are different markers. जैसे रहमान sir ने बोला कि hey, you're a singer. So I think Raabta was when that song released, I was like, I guess I should be living in Bombay now. It was like chapter 2. And uske through, I think I don't know actually, because I don't know how to answer that question, because again, these were things I never planned. I never honestly never thought it would bring me here and I would be doing this and make Bollywood में singer हूँ. ये तो मैं
might have been कि phone calls बढ़ गए, काम बढ़ गया, कौन सी लड़की है.
Definitely curiosity बढ़ी towards who I am, वो तो है ही.
And that too with Arijit.
Yeah, and I think also majorly, I think the validation for me was not जब वो गाना निकला, but जब मेरे स्कूल के friends मुझे call करने लगे थे, like, is that really you? Is that your name? Like they were just like in so much disbelief because they've seen me as that girl जो गिटार लेके like Indian light music और Western music में गाना गाती थी, but I don't think उनको भी, because I was a very studious kid and मैं like science पढ़ रही थी and I was like a hardcore nerd, so they never imagined that I would enter the Bollywood glam singing industry. So I think मेरे लिए भी इतना like I'm still adapting, to be honest. Like I put makeup today, I would never do that.
Why did you put makeup today?
Why did I put makeup today?
Yeah. Do you put makeup in all the interviews?
In interviews which are visual?
Comment section में मेरी मत लेना दोस्तों, क्योंकि it is not a sexist सवाल. It is just
it's a great question and it's also a great topic.
Yeah.
I think makeup. It's one of those things like when it's like, hey, I want to not wear makeup and I don't want to wear like a bra if I could, but like it's like when people it's like when one person does it, then you kind of look like a homeless person. So you have to sort of
clearly.
I mean,
There are 3 men
think
here.
I do. when I'm not, like, honestly, most of my friends are guys and they all treat me like a boy. So I'm pretty sure like I fit into that demography really well. Um, it's also like, I mean, why do actors wear makeup on camera when they're acting? It's the same question because you're on camera and camera is sort of captures you differently from real life.
It ended from a deep question to a stupid question in less than 30
I
seconds.
basically trivialized your question. I didn't mean to, but like I feel like it's as simple as that. It can be deeper. I would love for a movement
क्यों
where
हम मेकअप लगाते हैं सारे मर्दों से
लड़के
पूछना चाहिए,
लड़के
क्यों
भी
नहीं
लगाते हैं?
लगाते
What?
क्या हो रहा है ये जनरेशन में
shows में this is exactly how I would like to answer this question, that in shows, especially on TV, and I know so many male artists, like singers, I'm not even talking about actors, who put a basic foundation on stage. Because, I mean, some people have dark circles, so maybe they want to hide that. Some people just want like their skin to look glowy, or, you know.
like clearly I'm from the Flintstone era. I had no idea
I
this
feel like
happens.
it shouldn't matter.
Yeah,
Like, why put makeup shouldn't matter? You're wearing chashma, so you have a different
no
tactic.
because ये तो उम्र की वजह से है ना
नहीं, but tactic तो है वो.
अच्छा टैक्टिक ऐसा है तो फिर ऐसे करते हैं
मैं भी जिस दिन मुझे मेकअप लगाने का मन नहीं करता, मैं शेड्स पहने मैंने कहा मैं और शेड्स में इंटरव्यू कर
5 मिनट बाद मुझे जो सवाल है दिखने बंद हो जाएंगे
मैं देख के बता दूंगी. No, but I feel that question is as good as the lack of the question. Like why and why not can be answered by why and why not.
100%.
Was that too weird an answer?
No answer is a weird
क्या
answer.
लेवल में आंसर किया?
क्या बात है और ये पानी पी रही है just saying broad daylight पानी पी रही है
मतलब हाँ, I'm drinking water. Like for real.
आहा
The fact that you said
What
that made
पानी?
it controversial. मुझे समझ में नहीं आया.
some people oh masoom.com
I'm a little slow. I live under a rock.
wonderful this applies to me as well कहते हैं कि जिस पर भी रहमान साहब का हाथ होता है उसकी किस्मत भी बदल जाती है you just mentioned कि अभी तक you just trying to figure out how has Raabta changed you do you actually because we've seen a lot of singers who became a part of the music industry after singing in a Rahman song or an album or being trained by him touring with him you still feel that didn't hit you and you still trying to figure out कि राब्ता से भी मुझे पता नहीं चल रहा है कि हो क्या रहा है बट हाँ मैं आ गई बॉम्बे रहमान साहब का हाथ होने के बाद भी एंड ही इज द वन हु सेड तुम्हें गाना है तुम्हें फिर भी नहीं पता चल रहा है कि तुम कितनी बड़ी सिंगर बन गई हो
मुझे तो पता नहीं चलता है जब तक कोई बोलता है मुझे कि oh my god, like when if someone fan girls or boys with me तो मुझे बहुत awkward लगता है. Excited. So honestly, like I don't know how to take compliments, maybe, or whatever it is. But
I know what you're saying.
But I think, I mean, all I can say is I'm very grateful. Ki these are all, I think, it's like winning awards. It's validation, right? So Raabta is validation and a song, like 2 in 1. Award is just validation.
Oh, wow.
So like, I think songs like that are milestones, so they validate your journey, but they also are part of your discography. And मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है. There's another song called Ghar from my discography, which is my personal favorite. And I think जिन्होंने मुझे consume किया as an artist, it's usually their favorite song also. So I love that even though ये art form इतना abstract है, कहीं बहुत rudimentary level में there are some basic threads that apply to all people. So I love that about music and what I'm getting to do every day. I don't think I really answered your question, but
no answer is a bad answer. Either fits or not.
Strange answer is good. If you can't convince, confuse.
ओह तुम पॉलिटिक्स में कब जा रही हो क्योंकि वहां पर यही होता है
अच्छा ऐसा क्या हाँ
क्योंकि कन्विंस तो कोई होता नहीं कंफ्यूज कर देते हैं
मैं खुद ही कंफ्यूज हो जाऊंगी अगर मैं पॉलिटिक्स में जाऊं
Did you practice your autograph?
No. I got plunged into it. I didn't even practice like honestly, honest to God, like if I was prepared to do this, I wouldn't keep my full name because there's been a lot of spelling mistakes because of like Nikhita Gandhi. I think if it was just Nikhita, that curve would be more noticeable. And I've thought about it later on a lot. कि यार मुझे अगर पहले बताते तो मैं शायद सोचती कि मेरा आर्टिस्ट नेम क्या है. मैंने तो कभी सोचा ही नहीं कि मेरा आर्टिस्ट नेम क्या होना चाहिए. So ऑटोग्राफ तो दूर की बात है. मतलब मैंने आर्टिस्ट नेम ही
ऑटोग्राफ.
But auto wali to autograph.
To autograph wali.
To autograph wali. Wow.
पर अभी देती हो नहीं देती हो? Do you actually did you ever Google yourself? Did you ever practice your autograph? Did you ever like
do these brain things?
prep for मेरा ये प्रोफाइल अच्छा, मेरा वो प्रोफाइल अच्छा है.
I do know that this is my good profile. That I do know because that's just like I'm an insecure person, like all women usually are, and I hope that are
Everybody.
not. Of men, women, everything. I think we are all very I am very self-critical. And I often go through imposter syndrome, as do most genuine people. But it's a very natural thing, right? To be like to criticize yourself and focus on your flaws. So I think, but that's great. I think that's the most beautiful thing about people.
Very beautiful thing. मतलब बाहर वाले क्या आपका ऑपरेशन करेंगे आपने खुद का?
वो बाहर वाले नहीं, वो तो SWOT analysis.
Yeah.
From childhood, no?
So as per you, and as per your critical analysis, which is that one song in your body of work, which you think यार ये मैं बेहतर कर सकती थी? ये मत कहना सारे.
नहीं, मैं बोलने भी नहीं वाली थी.
चलो कोई बात नहीं.
मैं genuinely सोच रही थी. ऐसे है कई गाने. Not to like take the blame off myself, but क्या होता है कि एक गाने में you're a very small part of it, even though you're the voice of the song. There's the composer, the writer, the director, the producer, actors also sometimes get involved. So, you know, the decisions are usually 99% of the time being made by other people. तो कभी कभार होता है ऐसे हुए गाने जो मुझे रिलीज करते हुए भेजा गया, this is the master, where it's releasing tomorrow and it's ingested. And I'm like, what? And I listen to it and I'm like, oh my God, but this line sounds besura and this, that. And like, I'm like fully picking it apart, but it's out of my hands. And that's happened a lot with me. I can't think of a specific song abhi, but because खुद का भी एक interpretation होता है ना कि it might not even be singing, it might just be कि इस गाने में ऐसा reverb क्यों डाला है. It might be just an opinion. तो वो तो बहुत होता है. और ये भी होता है जैसे आपने बोला कि like बाद में you listen to a song and like ये क्या था. You know, even though people like really like it, so
taking a cue from what you said, singers के पास कितना say होता है एक गाने में फिर?
In film, not much, unless you are huge.
Like huge, like who?
I mean, Arijit can decide if he wants to sing a song or not, and I'm sure Sonu ji and his league of artists do have a say, because they're also like the veterans. They know most of the people they know, like from the A&Rs to the heads of labels to the actors, the producers, you know. So I think the veterans in general have more say, and they should. I mean, everyone should, to be honest. But yeah, usually तो say होता है producer का, the director, producer.
एक item number चाहिए मुझे गाने में. पिक्चर कहाँ पर बेस्ड है? गांव में. लेकिन एक आइटम नंबर चाहिए स्विट्जरलैंड में.
I mean, वो तो दूसरी बात हो गई कि गाना ऐसा क्यों बना. But generally film में तो say you're just playing your part, which is you're lending your voice.
Independent music versus film music. What is the level of say that you have?
Independent music, you have so much say that you're panicking all the time. At least I am. I'm like, oh my God, like the whole this can get better happens like every day. On the way to this interview, I was listening to this discussion. I was listening to a song that I made few days back. कि सुनते सुनते आ रहे थे, oh shit, ये तो ऐसा करना चाहिए, ये कर. तो it's because you're evolving with your music, right? तो say तो बहुत ज़्यादा है. Like both are dangerous in their own way. And but I love it. I love both. I love that I love the luxury of film music, that you can sing something, give so little time to it, and depend on so many other people and have it blow up and the whole world consume it. I think that's beautiful in its own way. And in your own stuff, that is a different kind of love, ना कि आप पूरा अपने आप को घुसा के उस चीज को बना रहे हो. So they're both amazing.
Who are your sounding boards? Do you have friends in the independent music space or the film music space? And do you
Do you mean who are my people?
are they your sounding boards?
In what capacity? Like like just be friends or?
चलो इससे शुरू करते हैं. Friends हैं तुम्हारे?
हाँ यार ऐसे क्या मैं बहुत friendly हूँ.
Friendly होना तो एक होता है. Hi, hello. There's some people
No,
are very
I do
jovial.
have. Yeah, I do
Who are
have.
your friends in the film industry or music industry, music space?
In the industry, actually most of my really close friends are either like childhood friends or and there's a mix actually. There are some of my really close friends. A couple of them are singers. I know that Akriti is a very dear friend of mine.
You know that, or she also knows that?
She also knows that. Shashwat is. I have a few director, like allied film industry artist friends. I don't think I have too many, like, do I have actor friends? Not too many. I think it's more about who you come across. I
In the
would
music
consider,
space.
yeah, I would consider Preetham Dha my friend. I don't know if he thinks I'm his friend. But like in that circle, his engineers, like some of them actually are friends of mine from Chennai. Like one of his studio employees is somebody who I've known, one of my first friends from Chennai, who we just kind of ended up in the same world. तो ऐसे तो बहुत सारे दोस्त हैं जो मुझे जानते हैं as a person and pre-Raabta, and pre-anything, to be honest. And I think those friends value you more because they value you less. Like,
रूमी के नाम की एक किताब लिख करके उस पे नीचे डाल देते हैं निकिता गांधी कोट. Some friends value you more because they value you less. Please explain. थोड़ा मुझे चमका नहीं मुझे.
self-explanatory है.
नहीं चमका. समझो कि मैं 5वीं पास से तेज नहीं हूँ.
मतलब value you less का मतलब है कि तुमको ऐसे चढ़ा के नहीं रखते ना. Like because they know you, they know your heart, they know your, like they know I'm a simple person and like they know my flaws, they know what I love, what I hate. They've seen me without makeup. I mean that in a overall sense.
Yeah.
And they've seen me cry, they've seen me laugh, they've seen me angry, they've seen me use profanity. So you know what I mean? Like they've seen you ugly and beautiful.
Profanity is a very गाली देती हो हिंदी में या अंग्रेजी में?
गाड़ी चलाते हुए.
हिंदी में देती हो अंग्रेजी में देती हो?
Depends on the mood. कभी-कभी बंगाली में भी निकलता है. नहीं वो
out of 3 to 1 preference wise आपके लिस्ट में अंग्रेजी, हिंदी, बांग्ला गालियां किस भाषा में देती हो? और ये मत बोलना हटाने को क्योंकि मैं नहीं हटा रहा.
I've never thought about it.
अरे you know yourself, right?
Yeah, but I've never analyzed this कि मैं कौन सी भाषा में गाली.
यही तो है इस पॉडकास्ट का जादू.
I feel like it's like what rubbed off on you last. Like if I spent a few days in Calcutta, बंगाली में निकलेगा. या बहुत सारे बंगालियों के साथ में बांग्ला में. It's like whatever language you've been speaking, that becomes like.
No, you have to drive a car.
I have to drive a car?
To give gali. It's like a complete method.
Yes.
It's method acting.
Driving.
Method driving acting.
Yeah, because then you're frustrated and people just like drive like really badly.
I recently came from Delhi to Bombay and everybody asked me, so how's Bombay treating you?
Well, you've been practicing your galis.
No. I'm from Delhi, तो वहाँ पर तो practice नहीं करना पड़ता.
अच्छा.
वहाँ हो जाता है. शहद के साथ 2 गालियाँ मुँह में जाती बच्चे के.
सही.
Tell me something. Do you believe that in the music industry, the so-called people who जिनके साथ आप उठते बैठते हैं, गप्पे लड़ाते हैं, आप मिलते हैं और बहुत गर्मजोशी से मिलते हैं, do you compete with them or do they compete with you?
I mean, I know competition can be healthy, but I'm not competitive. I've never been actually. Like, and I know that because it's like literally my DNA. Like, do I get jealous sometimes? Everybody does, I think. I think I do
You're the first
sometimes.
person to own it.
But it's one of the most natural emotions. Like
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you see someone do well, and you're not, at least in my case, I don't look at someone doing well and go like, oh, that should be me. I'm going like, oh no, why didn't I strive to reach there? Like it's that you're kind of just angry at yourself, not angry at that person, you know. And I think jealousy is a great emotion to have. It drives you, and it's how you use it, to be honest. And
How do you use it?
I use it to be hard on myself and be like, what the hell are you doing? and, and try to get better. Like, bachpan se, like, I've hated competitiveness. Like, even though I used to perform well in competitive things, like in sports and in academics and stuff. But मैं वो एग्जाम खत्म करते घर चली जाती, वो बाद में जो खड़े होकर डिस्कस करते हैं ना कि तूने क्या लिखा था इसमें, क्योंकि सबको कैलकुलेट करना कि मैंने शायद इतना स्कोर किया है, मेरे से नहीं होगा वो. लाइक आई कांट पोस्टमार्टम माय डीड्स, लाइक इन टर्म्स ऑफ कंपटीशन. आई एम दैट पर्सन कि यार खत्म हो गया, मैं घर जा रहा हूँ. सो लाइक आई थिंक दैट स्टिल इज मी. लाइक मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता. एंड ऑनेस्टली हम तो स्पोर्ट्स में है ही नहीं. आई एम एन आर्ट. हाउ डू यू कम्पीट विद एनीबडी? इट्स आर्ट, इट्स म्यूजिक. लाइक इट इज सो सब्जेक्टिव. Like two different people can hate and love one amazing artist. It's that subjective. So why would you compete with anybody?
But there must be some benchmarking for success. अच्छा काम जो तसल्ली दे, रात में अच्छी नींद आए, कुछ तो बेंचमार्किंग होती होगी.
Of course. I mean, that has nothing to do with competition.
कोई अच्छा कर रहा होता है तो वो एक तरीके के, देखो एक तरीका होता है कि आप लकीर से बड़ी लकीर बनाते हैं, और एक होता है आप बनी हुई लकीर को थोड़ा छोटा करने की कोशिश करते हैं. तो एक बनी हुई लकीर आपको थोड़ा सा हिम्मत देती है कि आप इससे बेहतर करें.
मतलब मेरा पैरामीटर ऑफ बेंचमार्किंग इज लिटरली कि कोई लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल मुझे पता है कि मुझे क्या नहीं करना है. आई थिंक लेट्स ईजियर कि भाई मुझे ऐसे गाने नहीं करने, मुझे ऐसी चीजें नहीं करनी है.
क्या नहीं करना?
Like, I have said no to songs जिसमें lyrics थोड़े.
अरे the golden era, 80s and 90s.
No, I agree that there is a line also, na, but there are really crass songs which are really cool.
जैसे एक बताओ.
Like dream wake up physical condition. I think it's like, but that whole song is like pretty objectifying and pretty creepy, but like it's performed.
For some reason, objectifying men just came out.
Why not? I mean, men and women both
Yeah.
put makeup. But
यार ये आज मेकअप के पीछे पड़ी है.
नहीं मैं तो ऐसे ही, I'm just like like connecting all the stories. But yeah, I feel कि ऐसे चीजें भी होती है जो मतलब हो सकता है बहुत creepy लगे, but it's how you package it, it's how you own it. Like
So you would own this.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a contextual, I just sang a song recently called Teddy Bear. That तू ही मेरा very real official Teddy Bear, ऐसा कुछ गाना है जो ऐसे तुम सुनोगे तो you'll be like, what is this song? It sounds really weird. And then, but it's so contextual, right? So, but it was an Amit Trivedi song and I loved it because I was like, this is so bad it's good. Like वैसा वाला गाना है. So I think it's about what you relate and with. So, which is why competition does not matter.
Very interesting point. एक बहुत अच्छा कंपोजर, बहुत नामचीन कंपोजर है, कोई भी हो सकता है. What would you choose? Work from a bigger name but mediocre work, or good work even if it is coming from somebody who's not known?
Latter, 100%. 100%. Because nothing is. I'll tell you why. That sounds very like, oh, you're just being.
I asked this question. Sorry, because us humans are into hero worship a lot. अगर इन्होंने एक बात सही बोली तो अगली 10 बातें एकदम सही बोलेंगे ऐसा.
Not because I'm trying to sound profound or righteous or whatever.
करो नहीं.
नहीं, but मैं genuinely latter बोल रही हूँ, and there's a reason for it, and a very logical reason. Big and small is very time related. Somebody big now can be small later. Somebody small now can be big later. So like you're investing in the art, right? Like they say, content is king. So it's the music is always first, and it's not about is he a big brand, it's about like I honestly just listen to the song and I'm like, oh my god, if it's crazy good, I mean if it's mediocre and it's a nobody person who's kind of like just starting off, obviously I won't do it because I don't see the value in the song. But if it's a great song and I don't know the art, I can say this proudly, ki I have approached so many artists who nobody knows and I have like more following in discography than them to collaborate with them because I see value in their music and I love their music. So definitely latter.
तूने कोशिश नहीं की, profound फिर भी हो गई. Somebody who's big today will be small.
I know. I don't know how. I think it's the Bengali in me, like we're just so profound. Like we're just one of the intellectual breed of people.
सही बात है. वो क्या था? Luchi.
Luchi. Why did you randomly say Luchi?
The other day I was sitting with a Bengali friend. हाँ, Bengali friend, and he said कि वो खाते हैं ना Luchi and something he said. हाँ, exactly. कोशा मांश. Random होता है इस podcast में, कुछ भी आ सकता है कभी.
क्या बात. I love it. I love random. I think it's like you're just sharing your chain of thought.
Exactly. मुझे एक बात बताओ. There is a lot of interesting work being done in the films, in the music space. Films में music एक चीज होती थी, एक point of time तक समझा जाता था. If you have to be successful, you have to piggyback on film music. Now that's not the scene anymore. Shreya Ghoshal and Sunidhi Chauhan are doing a rap.
Yeah.
Isn't it a very interesting time?
Absolutely.
Did you hear this one?
I did. It's on Bhumi, right? Yeah, I know. So I worked in Bhumi 1 and 2. So like Salim Suleiman ke saath I've worked in.
Salim was also a part of this podcast. Just name dropping it. देखिए ना आप.
But Salim is amazing. Like I love him. He's so real. Like I don't know how real he was on your podcast, but he's
very real.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I think he's very
that
honest.
Guy,
I love that.
Salim, कुछ उनको वक्त लग गया था because that day Sunidhi was in the studio and she was recording and he said कि अभी मैं करता हूँ और मुझे कहीं जाना है और जब शुरू होना तो उसे आधे घंटे और टाइम लग गया. He came and he postponed his meeting there. So very sweet of him.
Yeah, he is very nice. Very, very sweet. I remember he started following me. I had sung some stuff, but I mean, he's still Salim Merchant. And I was like, whoa, he's like commenting and like following my music. And then he called me to the studio for something. And he was like, and I was talking about something. And this is the first time we met. And I was like, yeah, I know I did something. He's like, I know, I follow you. I'm like, whoa. Like, he's just, again, I think the answer that I gave, which sounded profound, I think he follows that as well. I think he sees talent for talent, irrespective of where you are in your journey right now, right? Because it's a journey. So, and I think that's why he is what he is.
So the stalwarts like Shreya, Sunidhi coming together, does this give hope / courage to a lot of youngsters, the singers who are coming up or who have been trained कि बस यही करो, इस लीक से मत हटना वरना सफलता हो सकता है ना मिले.
What was the last part?
सफलता हो सकता है ना मिले.
मतलब लीग में रहना है.
इस लीक का मतलब एक ट्रैजेक्टरी आपको फॉलो करना है. यही करोगे.
क्या है ट्रैजेक्टरी? There is no one trajectory is there. Like that's a hard one because like a lot of people ask like, how did you sing, like how do you get there? So I don't know how to answer that question, man. Like that's a tough one because you can see and get inspired, but that doesn't mean anything if you think about it, right? Because they are also where they are and they've had you seeing those two amazing artists who we've all listened to and loved as kids together, and they've had completely different journeys, you know. So what is the trajectory really? And yes, I think the one thing it gives hope to you is कि यार यहाँ तक भी पहुँच सकता है कोई. कैसे पहुँचे वो तो बहुत difficult सवाल है और आंसर भी करना difficult है. I think what matters actually in today's time is that somebody like them who have had platforms in reality shows have also reached fame and success and done a lot of work, and somebody who sitting in their house making spoof videos has also reached that level of success. And I think that is the important message, that you can do it your way. And like, you know, that should be the confidence कि भाई ये भी हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है, वो भी हो सकता है. So then that should be inspiring, right? That you can, then that there is no rule. That means that you can sit in your house in whichever town in the country or wherever and be like कि भाई मैं भी कर सकता हूँ फिर in my own way and find my own path and reach a similar level.
अंताक्षरी में माँ से क्या गाती है?
मेरे ख्वाबों में. I think that's the first thing that came to my head. I'll think of better ones.
No.
This is good, na?
This is
Classic.
good enough. At least this is better than Mai Ni Mai. A guy singing Mai Ni Mai on Ma se in Antakshari is like,
that's
Newton's
hardcore.
fourth law. So beautiful. But you mentioned of the reality show. How real are the reality shows? क्योंकि वो एक ज़माना वो था when people used to say कि like when Sonu ji used to host a singing reality show, तो उसमें सिर्फ गाने पे बात होती थी. अब ये बात होती कि बेटा पापा क्या करते हैं, बेटा तुम कितनी गुर्बत में जिए हो. तो how real are reality shows?
I have never participated in one, so I don't really know. I've heard a lot of stuff.
Gossip भी तो कर रहे हैं. चलो give some gossip.
Again, my gossip will be Chinese whisper, no? It won't be like.
यही इसलिए तो gossip है वो.
That's true. I don't indulge in gossip. But I mean, for the.
Are you? Oh, you don't indulge.
Though I'll tell you why. Because I live under a rock, so I'm usually the last person to know everything. Like literally, the whole world will know so and so is dating so, and then I will be like sitting in one random gathering and people will be discussing it. And then I'll be like, wait, what? So and so is dating so and so. They'll be like, what? How do you not know? And this will like explode on my face, and I'll just be like, oh, I just don't know.
When was the last time you heard this? Who's dating whom? Name drop करना. ऐसा मत करना. Safe मत खेलना. Safe मत
ये
खेलना.
गेम चल रहा है.
अरे बातचीत चल. मैंने क्या बोला? मैं बातचीत चल.
पहले तो इसको आंसर करें कि रियलिटी शो में क्या होता है.
रियलिटी शोज रियल होते नहीं होते?
I would say not a hard yes and not a hard no. Like I think it's very grey. Actually, most things are very grey, because a lot of people have genuinely had, मतलब real, especially music reality में fake क्या होने का. आप गा रहे हो, लोग सुन रहे हैं आपको.
पर आपकी स्टोरी नहीं है ना इंटरेस्टिंग, ऐसा मैंने सुना है. आपकी स्टोरी इंटरेस्टिंग, मतलब जनरली सर मैं कास्टिंग डायरेक्टर हूँ, पर गा तो अच्छा लेते, पर स्टोरी क्या है?
वही प्रॉब्लम है कि प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. अभी अंडरस्टैंड इट्स अ बिजनेस फॉर द चैनल्स, सो दे वांट टीआरपी, राइट? सो दे नीड टू एक्सट्रैक्ट that those stories from people. Like I remember I was like for example I went as a wild card in Jhalak, a wild card entry, and I was there for 2 episodes. Honestly, personally, I did not like the TV environment because I cannot be like yeah, like you know that was like, and I was just like, and everyone is doing it, and अंदर से वो आता है, तो मैंने अभी जैसे किया तो कर तो सकती हूँ. तो बट लाइक वो अंदर से आना चाहिए ना कि समथिंग मूव्ड यू एंड यू आर लाइक रिएक्टिंग टू इट, बट पीपल आर लाइक ऑन ऑल द टाइम. दैट टू मी इज अ बिट मच, टू बी ऑनेस्ट. बट ऑफ कोर्स वो जैसे कैमरा के लिए मेकअप लगाना पड़ता है, तो टीवी के लिए वो एक्स्ट्रा करना पड़ता है बिकॉज इट लुक्स दैट मच बिगर देन. सो आई गेट इट, बट आई ऑल्सो डोंट नो हाउ टू बी अ पार्ट ऑफ इट. एंड I remember when I was doing the wildcard entry, so there was another singer who was already on the show. So he was like, so the channel people were like, देखो एक singer already है, तो तुम अपनी entry जब मारोगी, can you like rap? Can you make a rap around your story? I'm like, but I'm not a rapper. They're like, but your aura, like you fit that rapper vibe. I'm like, but I'm not a rapper. Like I'm a freaking pop singer. Like I sing straight up bangers in film. It's not even like I have like few songs and we can change the narrative, you know, like everyone knows all my songs. So like, and it was so frustrating for me. I'm like, it's like they just wanted somebody to give that element. So they didn't care whether it mattered to you or not. So to me, that was kind of annoying. So I feel like जब होता है naturally हो जाता है तो ठीक है. But like तुम खुद से ऐसे खुद को mold करके कुछ और पेश करना है because channel को वैसा चाहिए. That to me was like frustrating. Plus the that was weird for me.
Coming back to किसका gossip last सुना तुमने?
Honestly, currently मेरा like literally latest trip मेरा ये चल रहा है, which is very controversial, is the P Diddy case. I don't know if you know about it.
अरे
Yeah, but I have gone down a rabbit hole. Like literally पिछले 2-3 दिन से I have gone down a rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. क्योंकि एक तो शुरू हुआ with the P Diddy case, and then there's a tunnel from his house to Michael Jackson's house.
Oh.
And this is real though, by the way. And I think, and it is. It's from the news, not from reels. And not that, I guess, but no, I don't think news channels would lie. I don't know.
ओह, इस लड़की को कोई बताओ न्यूज़ चैनल्स लाए? क्या बात कर रही हैं आप? कहाँ हैं आप? You're actually living under
I told you, not in those tunnels though. I'm just living under my own personal rock. But and there's also another. I can go on about this though. Like there is apparently an entire intricate system of tunnels on which the whole of Los Angeles is built.
Oh.
तो मुझे इतना मजा आ रहा ना ये सब पढ़ के सुन के देख के और मैं खुद से अपना रिसर्च शुरू कर ली because obviously you're watching some random reel, you need to like watch all the comments and see, you know, whether this is just random or it's real or what people think of it, and then you're doing your own research on the side. So yeah, I'm actually waiting for, to be very honest, I'm waiting for something like this to blow up here because I feel like
यहाँ पर भी टनल्स हो या यहाँ पर भी
टनल्स तो भाई मतलब है हमारे जो मतलब
You waiting for P Diddy of India?
Yeah, I feel like this is like Me Too Part 2. And I feel like there's going to be a lot, like when this case unfolds, I hope that it creates conversation in our industry as well, because I'm sure there's a lot of dirt here as well, which...
Are you aware of it?
Do you think I'm aware of it? I am literally... You were trying your best.
No, I was just checking. I was giving myself a last shot. कि तो कुछ तो पता होगा.
सच में मेरे को कोई कुछ नहीं बताता है. Because I seriously, I just told you, I have like a couple of singer friends and like some writers and directors and childhood friends. So if I was probably friends with Kejo, maybe I would know some stuff. But I'm not.
Who's Bacha dating these days?
I remember somebody asked me this in an interview, and I remember meeting some his fiance or somebody, and then they were all like, "Oh, is he really?" And then suddenly in some interview of mine, the interviewer was like, which you're kind of doing that. The interviewer was like, "So is it true that Bacha is dating some Pakistani lady or some Iran? I don't know, some lady?" And I was
like, "This was pun intended, but anyway, go on."
Pun intended? What pun intended? What was the pun that was intended?
On the...
Oh, is Bacha dating anyone these days? It was a rhetorical question. Oh, but I honestly don't know. But I remember confirming for some reason that he's not dating that Iranian woman or some lady. Because I literally was like, they were like, नहीं बताओ, आप तो उनसे अभी मिले ये वो. मैंने कहा उनके वो अपने बीवी या गर्लफ्रेंड लेके थोड़ी ना घूमता है हर जगह.
हाँ, सही बात है. QED hence proved. इसको कुछ चीजें पता रहती तभी ये मना कर सकती है इतने कॉन्फिडेंटली.
नहीं, but I was just like, इनको तो मैंने कभी नहीं देखा इनके साथ तो. And then that turned to Nikhita Gandhi confirms that Bacha is not dating whatever her name was. And I was like, all I said was, I don't think he's dating. That was literally what I said. I don't think he's dating. And then when I met him a few days later, I was like, bro, I don't know if you saw that article of mine, but all I said was, I don't think. He's like, kya? Oh, okay. Great.
How has Baksha impacted your music scene?
I honestly love him. I think he is really intelligent, really perceptive of what people want. And I love that, he's trying to change the scape in his own way. I know it takes time, and I feel like he's doing it pretty intelligently. Like, he did the really commercial stuff. He's kind of introduced a few offbeat projects as well. For my personal journey, I feel like Bacha has been very instrumental again, because Jugnu, I think, was the next pillar after Raabta for me. Like, I think that song, of course, blew up on its own. और उसके अलावा, I think it gave me more cred as an independent artist. Suddenly, my street cred went up in the hip hop scene. Like, yeah, everyone can collaborate with me. I can do hip hop. But like, and I, for some reason, Touchwood, like most of all my songs with him have been big. Like, O Sajna was also huge. That was the last one we did together, and I love that he's in a way paved that for me, and like, I love it. Like, I remember, I made this rule with myself कि मैं फिल्मों में गा ही रही हूँ, मुझे नॉन फिल्म प्रोजेक्ट में फीचर करना है, क्योंकि उसमें फ़र्क क्या हुआ फिर, कोई और लिपसिंग कर रहा है आपके नॉन फिल्म गानों में, फिल्म में भी कर रहा है, तो मेरा खुद का आइडेंटिटी कब बनेगा एज एन इंडिपेंडेंट आर्टिस्ट और एज अ पॉप सिंगर और व्हाटएवर. So and I made this rule, and then O Sajna was kind of happening at that same time. And I was like, shit, abhi main bolu kaise? So I texted Bacha. I was like, I'm really, like, I feel really awkward telling you this, but like, I've made this flat out rule with everybody, like big label, small artist, whoever it is. I've had to say no to certain projects because they've already shot a video and they're like, will you sing this song? I'm like, even if the actor is good or whatever, I don't want to sing non-film for other people. Because, it's non-film. And I told him, I was like, bro, I really need to be in the O Sajna video because that's kind of my journey right now. And he made it happen. Like, he was like, just talk to me and I'll get it done and all of that. And that's how I ended up on the video, because you know how, like, you kind of get left out, like I said, in the process because there's so many other people involved in the project. So I really respect him for that. And I think he's really sweet.
Sweet is the adjective that we can use for the next banger that's coming up. पर मुझे कहानी बताओ, ये सिंगर्स के साथ ऐसा क्यों होता है? मैंने ये गाना 4 साल पहले गाया था, मुझे तो याद ही नहीं.
कौन सा?
अभी you were just.
I was saying that.
Yeah.
तेरे लिए जाना. Yeah,
When is it dropping?
No, I'm not telling you. The name of the song.
देखो, मेरे इंटरव्यू में मेरा ही ले, ये क्या तरीका है? ऐसा थोड़ी होता है. पानी
क्यों नहीं होता है?
पानी पिलो ऐसे.
क्यों नहीं होता है?
हाँ, ये बात
कुछ भी हो सकता है.
डेमोक्रेसी. हाँ, अरे अनुपम खेर का शो थोड़ी चल रहा है, ये क्या कर रही हो?
No, तो तेरे लिए जाना, I honestly don't remember. I think it was post COVID, शायद, when I recorded the song with Orko.
Orko भी आ चुके इस पॉडकास्ट पे. Carry on.
Show off.
क्या करूं, मुझे और कुछ आता नहीं, दिल्ली से हूं ना. Show off. Show sharp.
Yeah. So I think this was maybe the first song we recorded together. और मुझे पता ही नहीं उसके बाद कुछ रिकॉर्ड किए हैं, चीजें निकले नहीं निकले, but that's literally the beginning and end of what I can say about this song because it was that long ago. But I remember it being beautiful, and I remember telling my team, can you please send me the song, because I sung it many years ago and forgot it. And I think by the time this
fully confidential.
By the time this podcast is out,
it will be out. Yes.
So you guys won't. So for that, I need to clarify that, hey, the song is out. So this is that,
we are recording the
right
podcast on
the
22nd of October. It's not out yet, but it will be out. कब हम drop कर रहे हैं?
Oh, tomorrow.
23rd को drop कर रहे हैं. एक मिनट. Take 2. ओ, गाना ड्रॉप हो चुका है. What a wonderful song. मजेदार, पागल ही हो गए. पर तुम्हें याद आया वो गाना?
मुझे याद आया. Of course, गाना सुनते ही, इनफैक्ट ट्रेलर में when the trailer was shared with me, like it was just तेरे लिए जानम, इतना ही था. And उसी से I was like, oh yeah, I remember singing the song. which is great considering I have had moments with the rock that I live under, where a song is released and I'm thinking,
ये सिर्फ गानों के साथ हो रहा है, पैसों के साथ तो नहीं हो रहा ना?
वो तो ऑलवेज होता है, ये गाने का पैसा आया था,
इस गाने का पैसा आया
कभी
क्या?
मुझे पैसे मिले क्या गाने? हाँ, that is like a umbrella of its own. But yeah, I remembered singing this song, which for me is a big deal, क्योंकि मैं भूल जाती हूँ बहुत easily. लिरिक्स भी भूल जाती हूँ बहुत easily.
बहुत अच्छी चीज होती है जो हर किसी के घर पे कही जाती है, रात में बादाम भिगो करके सुबह छील के खा लेना, वो बहुत काम आएगी.
Correct. मैं करती हूँ वो कभी-कभी और कभी-कभी भूल जाती हूँ.
इसीलिए.
As per my personality trait.
Wonderful. So, do you have your own songs in your playlist?
No. I do have one or two sometimes randomly, not in playlists, in like liked songs or recently played songs because somebody has played it or I've had to share it with somebody. But usually, because I find it really weird to listen to myself.
Right?
अजीब लगता
You'll
है.
get the chance to criticize yourself more, no?
वही तो प्रॉब्लम है ना, इधर ऐसे कान खड़े हो जाता है ना, लाइक ऐसे काम मोड शुरू हो जाता है खुद के गाने सुन के. एक तो अजीब लगता है, अब लगता है तो लगता है, और सेकेंडली कोई मतलब तुम वर्क मोड में चले जाते हो ना, अच्छा ये ऐसा सुनाई, ओके, ये सब शुरू हो जाता है. सो आई पर्सनली इनएडवर्टेंटली डोंट लिसन टू माई सेल्फ.
कोक स्टूडियो पाकिस्तान, कोक स्टूडियो भारत.
Whoa! I feel like you know the answer.
No, I don't know the answer.
You don't know the
जैसे मैंने बोला कि मैं पांचवी पास
How
से तेज
real
नहीं
can
है.
I be?
हाँ.
I think everybody likes Coke Studio Pakistan now. Let's be honest, guys. Are we allowed to listen? Will we get banned from India if we listen to Pakistani artists?
अभी तक इस पर काम नहीं हुआ है, पर हो सकता है.
No, ना?
You never know. हाँ, हो भी सकता है, नहीं भी हो सकता है.
I
But
listen to
anyway,
a lot of, to
Coke
be
Studio
honest,
Pakistan.
I listen to a lot of Pakistani artists. One of my favorite vocalists of all time is Abida Parveen.
ओहो.
So, and I watched her perform in India when artists could come to India, and I love her voice. And because of her, I've over-consumed that season. I don't know which season it was, but there was a season where she had a lot of songs in Coke Studio Pakistan. Even the new stuff. Honestly, I am waiting for Bharat to reach that level. I'm going to be like super honest. And you know what? Like, if you want some artist suggestions, I think I have some great music coming out. So guys,
Coke Studio भारत.
Coke Studio Bharat, would you like some help from me?
मैंने ये भी नहीं कहा.
नहीं, मैंने नहीं कहा. Bharat is doing really cool stuff. I think the regional stuff.
अब ये कवर हो गया.
मैं कवर नहीं कर रही हूँ. सच में क्या नाम है उस गाने का? क्या नाम है गाने का?
मैनेजर, मैं बता दूं, मैं कुछ भी काट नहीं रहा, तुम मत बोलना.
गुजराती सॉन्ग ना, what is it called? I keep forgetting the name.
गोतिलो. खलासी of आदित्य गढ़वी.
Khalasi. Aditya is actually somebody I know from KM. From when we were both, we kind of overlapped in KM, and he was also like some person who was there, you know. So I'm so glad that he's doing so incredibly well. Actually, बहुत अच्छा लगता है when you know everyone's kind of starting out together, and then you see somebody pop.
It gives you strength as well.
Yeah, you feel so good. You're like, I know this person who used to like randomly roam around KM singing and you know like whatever. So it was really cool to see that. And that was a great song. There have been great songs. But I just feel Bharat overall needs to outdo Pakistan.
And for that, if you need great singer Nikhita Gandhi, you can.
That was a joke not many people will get.
Please explain the joke.
I will not explain the joke.
अरे ऐसे
Some things need to be like weird segues for your comment section.
चलो repeat. Grape.
Yeah. Anyone got it?
खट्टे?
No. I'll show you the reel.
Oh, अच्छा.
Wow, grape.
तुम्हारे एल्बम में इस समय क्या चल रहा है?
अब तो बहुत कुछ आने वाला है.
नहीं, गाना ड्रॉप होने के बाद तो आने वाला है. वो तो है, लेकिन
क्या चल रहा है? I told you P Diddy conspiracy theories. That's literally every single reel. It's like after every 5 reels will be a reel of a dog, and then again P Diddy conspiracy theories. Like just conspiracy theories in general. अभी तो थोड़ा broad हो गया ना, like.
So the last question, if you have to single out a couple of singers from India, ये कहीं से भी, जो हिंदुस्तान से, पाकिस्तान से, कनाडा से, कहीं से भी, जो तुमको लगता है कि इनमें बहुत पोटेंशियल है, अंडररेटेड है, बट कमाल है, मौका मिलेगा फाड़ देंगे?
From India.
कहीं से भी.
A lot of, weirdly and greatly, a lot of artists जिनको मैं बहुत nascent stage में सुन रही थी have already popped. I remember I met Kabir in a Spotify event. Kabir is from Oaf. Long ago. And then we wrote a song together also. And then they popped in Gehraiya, which was great. Even Char Diwari बहुत पहले से मैंने सुना.
चार दीवारी भी नेम ड्रॉपिंग आ चुका है. क्या बोलूं मैं? अरे यार, एक वो पीछे वो एक दीवार लगवाओ यार, उसमें जैसे वॉर मेमोरियल होता है ना, वैसे आर्टिस्ट मेमोरियल. नहीं, मेमोरियल नहीं होना चाहिए, वो आर्टिस्ट के नेम
साइन करना है.
हाँ. उतना बड़ा शो तो मुझे नहीं करना है.
नहीं कर. Oh, so well, that was smooth.
So smooth.
Yeah, but
very smooth. एक मिनट.
Things that are smooth don't come in that color.
They do.
They do.
You're still living under a rock.
Oh, okay then. But yeah, a lot of artists who I've sort of been listening to in their nascent stage and उन्होंने already pop किया है. Like for example, since we spoke about Pakistani artists also, Hassan Raheem, Faris Shafi, these were two artists I used to listen to a lot पहले भी. अब suddenly I saw them on Coke Studio. I think Faris Shafi also has been on Coke Studio.
मैं भी एक आर्टिस्ट को जानता हूँ जिससे हम बात कर रहे थे एक दिन, फिर सडनली उसका कोक स्टूडियो भारत में गाना आ गया.
मैं?
ये बाद में चलाएंगे ना, वायरलिटी के लिए काम आएगा. जैसे हम 22 को बैठे हैं, तेरे लिए जाना ड्रॉप हो चुका है, ड्रॉप होने वाला है 23rd टेक 2. ओ वाओ, गाना ड्रॉप हो चुका है, जबरदस्त, क्या गाना है. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर टाइम. बहुत मजा आया, ऐसा मुझे लगता है, और मैं ऐसा कहने वाला था, बट डिपेंड करता है तुम्हें आया नहीं आया.
तो नहीं आया या आया, मुझे समझ में नहीं आया.
ये जस्ट फूड फॉर थॉट.
क्या आपको मजा आया?
क्या आपको मजा आया? बहुत
हमें तो शायद मजा आया.
शायद मजा नहीं, मुझे बहुत मजा आया. मुझे बहुत मजा आया, जितना रियल इंसान हो सकता है. वो तुम रही हो. वंडरफुल.
वो तुम नहीं हो.
वो रही हो. एक मिनट.
जितना रियल इंसान हो सकता है वो तुम नहीं हो.
इसको ऐसे करो, ऐसे करके फिर से मैं रिपीट करता हूँ.
ऐसा वाला.
But this is the Indian folk project. निकिता गांधी. अब एक गांधी को फॉलो कर लेना.
ठीक है.
वॉलेट.
हाँ, फॉलो करना करें.
है ना?
That Gandhi should follow me everywhere I go. You know, like, I'm just kidding.
That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching. And comment section में गालियाँ मत देना, please.
या देना है तो बांग्ला में देना.